Hi, my name is Henry Tenby. Behind me is a 1/50th scale original Douglas factory model of a Douglas DC-850. In this video, we are going to tour this historic mid-1960s era model. So being 1/50th scale, she is a large model, as you can see posted on the kitchen table here. She measures about 37 inches nose to tail, and is quite heavy, of course. So let's get up close and personal and have a good look at this model. The registration N800TC is fictitious, but that's, I guess, a pre-delivery creation by the Douglas Model Shop when these models were prepared. Now, these models were probably built in the early 1960s. Trans-Caribbean operated, I believe, 9 DC-850s between their headquarters in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and the United States, mostly to New York City. Now, the DC-8s were the flagship of the fleet in the mid-1960s, and these models were delivered to the airline back at that time. Now, as we move forward, you can see there is a little bit of paint abrasion on the top. This model is in all original condition. As new condition, there is wear as you would expect for a model that's coming up on 55 years of age. Good news is all the wings and surfaces are level. There are no bends. There are no ugly bends that have to be straightened out. And the stand, I believe, is possibly an original stand. It does have a DC-8 monogrammed crest, but I'm not certain. But it could be an original stand. Moving forward, there's the nose-on view. As you can see, wings are all gorgeous and level. Yeah, she's an impressive model. There's no question about that. And we have some paint loss on the nose. I did not bother touching that up, but somebody who owns this model in the future may so choose to do that. And as we wrap around to the starboard side of the aircraft, you have a nice view of the nose, center section, and engines. And as with all models of this era and size, it's kind of unavoidable to have nose abrasions and contusions. That's about probably the worst damage we have. But again, that could be touched up with dark blue paint, but I'm not going to do that. That's going to be a project for the new owner. Also on the letter Y, we could do some touch up. But the wing surfaces are really nice. There's very little in the way of damage to report. And moving aft, again, the tail presents the fictitious registration. Trailing edges have some chipping. Again, not uncommon in models of this size and era. Now, looking at the forward crown of the aircraft, we have a paint touch-up. This was not done by me. That is not my thumbprint. And we also have another series of touch-ups there above the main deck forward cargo door. So buyer, future owner needs to be aware that those exist. You always want to point out such details when you are marketing a model to other collectors. Now, if we look at the intersection of the wing spoiler there is a pit or a hole. That is a flaw, that's an imperfection. And as you can see, we'll pull back. It is not something that detracts largely from the model, but I do need to point out that it does exist. That would be the only noteworthy flaw or metal defect that is worth pointing out on this particular model. Overall, she presents beautifully. And there you have it. This is a fabulous model. It's a museum grade model. These don't come up very often. And this is the kind of model that perhaps you have an opportunity to put into your collection once in a lifetime.